Today I'm starting the live earlier than usual, and that is because I want to pay tribute to the late King Sipho Mahlangu, Inkosi yakwaNzunza, Khothamile, and I just want to say my most sincere condolences to our king, and this is a moment of silence. Let's pay our respects. Thank you guys for joining today, and I'm hoping today's session is going to be worthwhile, and I'm waiting for today's guests to actually join. It's 7. I'm waiting. I'm excited more than anything, and I'll just add. How are you guys doing? I'm waiting for our guests to come online so we can get started with today's conversation. Oh, thank you, Tabby. So I'm waiting for today's guests to come, and we're gonna be talking business today. We are talking anything business. The nice thing I'm finding about today's session is the fact that the person I'm interviewing is actually, he does what I'm doing, but he's on the ground level work whereby he interviews, not interview, but he actually helps people in preparation with the, wait, coming back. I'm sorry about that, guys. There was a bit of noise in the background and I couldn't concentrate, but it's fixed now. Our guest is here. Our guest is here, and he's going to be joining us very soon. Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Great. I'm great. Today's guest, guys, he is a chartered accountant by profession, and he's the director at Bright Path Business Consultants. And I'm so excited to be having him today. How are you? Great.
I'm fine. I'm fine, Suprise, and thank you so much for having me. Greetings as well to your viewers on Insta. Looking forward to the conversation around this.
I'm actually looking forward to it too. So the first question I'm having obviously is, can you please tell us more about BPBC?
All right. So BPC, it's an accounting firm that is registered with the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants. That is your SAICA. To give you a background, this was established by two friends. One is based in Cape Town, and that's myself. And the other one is based in Pretoria. And we did articles together. You know, we served in corporate for some few years. And we realized, you know, we realized that there's a big gap or opportunity in the market for us to, which just justified us to leave our jobs and be involved in assisting the small businesses. So we are at the center of assisting small businesses. We are outsourced CFOs. We are outsourced payroll assistants. We are outsourced financial managers. So our passion is in the assistance of small businesses.
That's very interesting, and it sounds like it stems from passion. So you left your well-paying job to go start a company. So you're full-time employed by BPBC.
Well, sometimes I don't get a salary, so I wouldn't say I'm employed by BPC, but I will say that I'm full-time working on BPC. It is where my passion lies. It is where I get a sense of purpose and, you know, play a meaningful role in other people's lives. You know, when you help someone to apply for funding and he gets back to you saying thank you, when you help someone to register a company, and you know, doing it with passion, I think that for me carries the reason why I'm here on earth. And I think I've discovered my purpose in that sense that, we have been able in the past few years to grow businesses, to help, to point people in the right directions as to how can they move from point A to point B, especially when there's so much other guys out there who are ripping people off, claiming to be accountants, charging overpricing services. So we have come just to help in that regard. Um, and I mean, you also get a chance to be involved in various.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think there's a problem with the sound. Okay, I couldn't hear the last part. There
Okay,
was a
can you hear
problem
me
with
now?
sound. Yes, perfectly.
All right. My apologies. So I was saying that one of the things that keeps the patient going, keeps the drive going, is the fact that, as a business consultant running your own accounting firm, you get a chance to be involved in various industries. So today you're helping a guy who's in construction, tomorrow you're helping someone who does IT, tomorrow you're helping someone who's doing a different type of business. So that sort of point you in different challenges, and we love doing that. We love working with different people, and again, different people, of course, because today you're assisting this lady who doesn't have any clue about how to run a business. The following day, you're assisting a guy who has an MBA, and you working as a team to try this thing, to try and make this thing work. So it's always challenge. It's always exciting. You wake up looking forward to get into your office and do the work.
So, what are some of the services you offer at BPBC?
All right. So our services are tailored for startups, which is your new companies, and then we've got companies that are not startups but they're struggling to grow. Those companies we put them through through what we call the turnaround services, if I were to group it. Then we've got companies that are thriving. Those companies, they just need the monthly reporting going and all that. But in a nutshell, we do a lot of accounting. Your accounting will entail your management accounts that are done every month. It will entail your annual financial statements. Some of our clients have monthly reports that needs to be submitted to third parties. So we jump in as outsourced CFOs, take away the whole pressure of having to report, and we become basically your office, in as far as the other third parties are concerned. So we do a lot of reporting, a lot of accounting, and we don't say no to startups because, yes, we don't get a lot of money from that. But we don't say no to a guy who wants to raise a company. So we still do a lot of registrations, company registrations, your COIDA registrations, your PAY registrations, your CIP registrations, including your NCR registrations for guys who want to do the lending type of business. And that's a lot of paperwork, a lot of admin, but we're still involved in that. Myself, my passion is in the numbers. So I love doing financial statements, your cash flows, your balance sheets, your income statements. That's where my passion lies. Then my other partner, he loves dealing with big entities and dealing with large projects, like assisting municipalities with audit preparations, um, you know, and we're doing a lot of partnerships as well with the government. We currently involved in the CEDA, CIFA funding projects, where we are assisting small businesses to get the right paperwork to apply for available fundings. So we partner a lot with the government and other institutions, like a small department for business development, small business development. Yeah. So that is in a nutshell what our services include. We also do a lot of taxation services, which is your tax planning, your tax filing, including just a tax advice to say, given this scenario, how should you plan for your tax as an entity or as an individual or as a trust, and what are the things that you can take as what other opportunities can you take in as a business owner? I'm also sitting on the Western Cape Tax Board. As an accounting member, we do help a lot in the court cases where we assist again as an assessor, assisting the judge to rule on tax matters. So that covers your tax advisory kind of services. Looking into the future, I want to do a lot of educating, which is what we're currently doing in terms of mentorship and coaching some of the SMEs to make sure that they're incubated and we grow those businesses.
I love all the product offerings that you're mentioning. You're offering quite a lot of services. Anything business, someone who has a business can definitely come to you, whether they're a startup or they are running. Having worked with so many businesses and in a lot of industries, what are some of the key challenges you've seen across businesses?
Look, the biggest challenge that we normally find is most of the SMEs are not that educated. So you spend a lot of time educating. You spend a lot of time trying to get the right information before you can deliver a service. So that's the biggest challenge across the board, to say, if I were to tell you that this is the list of things I need in order to register for a company, am I going to get exactly that, or am I going to get half of that? Then I have to spend time you on exactly what I meant by that. Second one is it's basically clients understanding where we're trying to take them to, and seeing the value in what we're doing. It's one thing for me to coach you, to mentor you, but it is still upon you as a business owner to make sure that you play a role. You know what I mean? So we've got guys that come to us and expect that we're gonna just grow their business in a day. We're just gonna get them $1 million because we are CAs or because we have been working with various stakeholders, not understanding that you need to spend time. A company grows. We started from some. Now 7 years later, we look back. I mean, if you look at my first logo and you compare it to the logo that I have now, you can clearly see there's been a change of thoughts and approach. You know what I mean? So it's very important, I think, and I always tell people that you need to grow. There'll always be someone better than you in the game. There'll always be someone that you can learn from. But your role is very important as the business owner. If I give you a 10-page manual, it's up to you to go read through, understand. If I point you to a funding opportunity, I expect you to fill in the form. So such as some of the challenges that we face in a nutshell. Other than that, different companies have different struggles, but we assess each company as a separate case.
Okay, there's a problem with the volume again.
Okay.
You're saying you assess each company separately.
Yes. So what I mean is that over and above the service that we offer, let's say you come to us for financial statements, we still go as far as checking what else you should be putting in your company, which you don't have. You know what I mean? Yes.
Thank you so much for answering that. And another question I have is that you both left corporate to fund this company, this consulting company. And I know that accounting software can be expensive, in as much as this is not very capital intense as some people might view it. However, you still need money to start the business. So where did you get the money?
That's the thing. I never had the money.
Oh, that's interesting. So what happened?
But look, what pushed me out is that I always saw the guys that didn't have the skills that I had, and but they had faith. And I think, I don't want to preach, but I think faith is a very powerful thing that plays a big role in whatever thing one achieve in life. So after I qualified as a CA, I had all the experience. One thing that I just had to have was faith, believing that I can live, from this business. there were there were guys out there who were already doing that. So how I started, I had interviews with them, going to to their workplaces, and understanding where they started, the journey that they have walked. There's guys that sold their vehicles, there's guys that sold their houses just to start up the business. So instead of trying to compete, I took the approach of collaborating. So things like your accounting softwares, there'll be a guy maybe who has a software. Look, you can borrow a laptop, prepare financials, and take it back. Talking about the office space, there might be a guy who has, 10, spare offices, and maybe if the team goes out in audit, he might, give you an office. So I think if we take the collaboration approach instead of competing approach, we'll always win. And I think that's how I started, including collaborating with my then employer, saying, look, give me a chance. I know you want me here, but my heart is somewhere else. I'm not running away from you, but I don't need you to fight me. I need your support. What are the things that I can do for you while I'm away and trying to achieve, my goal? And living a simple lifestyle as well, making sure that, I live within my means. I don't stress a lot about a car that I cannot afford. I don't stress a lot about a credit card that I cannot afford. Living that simple life, make sure that whatever money or income you get from a company still covers you up. So that was my approach that I took. But what irritated me most, what I was always fed up about, was the fact that there's someone out there who has the less skill, who doesn't even know running a consulting firm, and clients are going to him. You understand? So that used to frustrate me a lot, and we still have such clients who come with financials that are upside down, and you wonder who was doing this for you and how much did you pay? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, thank you for answering that question, because I was quite interested. I know starting a company requires some money, and the issue you're touching on collaboration, I'm an advocate for that, because when you collaborate, there's so much to be gained from that rather than competing. And it just goes to show. Currently, how is your company grown from when you started by collaborating? Do you own any assets now? Do you have any of your own accounting softwares?
Yeah. Look, we have our own accounting softwares, and we have a future picture of where we want to see our accounting firm. Part of the things that we hoping to factor into the services is the auditing services. And I'm currently registered on the ADP program with EBA. Again, that's collaboration with another auditing firm. But in as far as our growth is concerned, we don't want to compete with the new guys in the next 5 years. So we plan to grow. We're planning a very exponential growth to make sure that we are always a step ahead. Number two, our growth is measured. We have taken an approach of growing partners instead of growing the employees. So it's a bottom-based type of approach, whereby instead of hiring an employee, I'm employing my partner to say, look, this is the clients we have, and because of you, we should be getting more clients, we should be getting more work out. But the net effect of that is, it means that I need to pay that person what he is worth, and even if it means I some of the clients, but that helps us to grow. So that's the growing model that we chose, to say we're going to partner with you. Say, let's say you are based in Johannesburg and you can do financials and you can get clients. We give you the brand, we give you the support, we give you the systems, and then we profit share, but you still get a bigger share. And by so doing, we believe that we are growing a partner in you, and that in turn will grow a company, instead of growing employees that only care about the salary, and you always a partner. So we're growing a network of partners, and by so doing, I think so far we are well represented in Johannesburg. We are well represented in Cape Town, in all services. We just need now to get into the other provinces.
That's quite interesting. So what the method you've chosen to grow is the method of saying, targeting people who are business minded, not people who wish to be employed. So that's quite interesting. How is it working out so far? Are you saying it's going well?
Yeah, it's going well because we support each other and we share the
Yeah.
same challenge. You understand what it means to use a client if you don't do the work. You understand what it means, if that you didn't do a good service.
Okay, I've lost our guest, but I'm just going to try and add him again. Okay. I have your questions, guys. So what will happen is that I will answer them. Me and the
My,
guest will
my
answer them. And I'm not
apologies.
sure what happened, but you didn't miss much. You
Yeah,
were saying?
sorry about that.
No problem.
Yeah. The
Okay, we
sound,
can move on.
yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, it's fine. You were explaining the method of using partners instead of actually now going on and approaching people who wish to be salaried. You were explaining that, but I think you covered everything with regards to that. So we can move on to the next question, and which is, how old is the company?
We are now 7 years, so it was found in 2014.
That's quite good. 7 years and still going and growing bigger and better and offering more services. Um,
And I mean, I don't want to take a credit here. I mean, it's guys like you that come on board. I mean, what you're doing now, right now is profiling us, is interviewing the company, and we have had a lot of such angels coming through our way, helping us get the spotlight, get the clients. So big up to you guys, and I think that's one of the things that helped us to grow. You know what I mean?
Having a look at what is happening and how COVID has affected a lot of businesses, how are you adding more value to your services to say, I know that you've been affected. Do you now go an extra mile to say, I'm going to have a look at, you were saying risk analysis. I saw on your website you offer risk analysis services. So is it something that clients have been requesting quite a lot now because of the as uncertainty of
Yeah.
where their business is going?
Correct. Yeah, so our first value proposition, I think we have done a lot of pricing adjustments because in the first place, you're not in it for money. We have given out best prices ever to the clients and unbelievable prices, unbeatable prices. So that was our first giveaway. We have helped SMEs to get funding. We have went beyond their service requests. So you come to us asking for a BEE tax clearance certificate and company registrations. We end up, doing the SCSD for you for free because we know and understand that that's one thing you're going to need. We have also provided support, checking out on clients. How are you doing? Can you still breathe in these times? Where are you stuck? What can we help you with? Because one of the things we have understood is that COVID has, in as much as it has brought challenges, it has also brought a lot of opportunities. That because of the psychological effect of what this whole thing has done on us, or damage that it has done on us, we have even forgotten. There's a lot of hopelessness out there, but we find that most businesses can still thrive. Most of entrepreneurs can still thrive. The way of doing things has changed. Yes, we can no longer network physically. We can no longer, have coffee, meeting, but we still have, technology that can still assist us to move things and make things fast, which is another powerful, um, you know, um, result of COVID-19, in a sense that we have come up as an accounting firm, and I think as everyone out there, we have come up with better way of doing things. In the past, we used to waste a lot of time. You know what I mean? Now things are happening much quicker and much better.
And my question, you've answered it in terms of the other businesses. And now I want to know, because you are also an SMME, how has COVID affected you?
I think it has made us to be strong and believe
Yeah.
in ourselves. Each time I think of giving up or think of starting to worry about tomorrow, I always get reminded that look, we have made it through the tough of the toughest times. Made it through not only on a bare minimal, but we have thrived. I mean, last year when COVID hit, there's few fundings that we got as accounting firms. You know what I mean? We still meet new people online, we still get new clients. So it's a motivation on its own to say that we are thriving and we can still thrive. So this was just a self-discovery, if I would call it a self-discovery season, whereby you can actually test your strength to see how far you can stretch. Sometimes you work much harder because you believe that you might not have this opportunity. So you will start to respect what you have and you do your best in what you have. So as an accounting firm, we have remained stable, and I think this is an indication that we can stand anything that can come our way. But what made us thrive again is standing together as partners in the firm, is standing together as colleagues, and fighting any challenge as a team.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. I love what you're saying. Another thing I'm interested in knowing, I know it's an accounting firm, but would you be interested in bringing in someone who's not an accountant into the team? Maybe someone who's able to do analytics, someone who's able to do research and, anything related to business, however, that is not in accounting.
Definitely. But of course, there'll be assessments and interviews just to check if the person just wants to be in for the sake of being in. Um, we do believe that there are still untapped opportunities. I mean, we have not done much of tendering. We've believed in private clients. So there's a whole lot of things that we can still do. On marketing alone, we can still grow a powerful marketing wing whose purpose can just to be make sure that clients come through. So we still have a lot of untapped opportunities, waiting for the right people in the right places with the right mindset. So we are open for collaborations. We are open for partnerships, but we are very serious on due diligence and making sure that yeah, sometimes you think you're getting a partner only to find that you're getting a problem, and it's often it's often difficult to get rid of a problem afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah. So currently, BPBC is only in South Africa.
Yeah.
Do you look forward to expanding to neighboring countries?
If we were to, I would be happy to be in the sub-Saharan, because that's where we have the experience in terms of, I mean, when we were accountants, I did my articles at BDO South Africa, so I know, how the operations in Zambia and Namibia operate. It will be interesting, but that would be our first priority. And yes, we'll be happy to expand.
Mhm, mhm. Well,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to your expansion. I hope you expand and you grow and you become even bigger and better, and offer more services, because I truly love what you're offering. I think SMMEs in South Africa are not particularly getting the support they need, and especially in terms of funding and also access to professional services. And I went on your website and I saw that the prices were very reasonable. How do you now manage? Because I saw how reasonable the prices are. So how do you make money?
Well, I believe in volumes. I believe in volumes, in the sense that if I give you a good service, I expect you to bring me 10 more clients. So the whole idea is not money, because I think that's where most people lose it. But we believe in that growth. So the volumes, if the volumes are high and the price is low, you still make the same money with a person with lower volumes and a higher price. So it's a mathematical equation of how do you get to the money, or what you have in the bank. It's basically your volume and your price. So our prices are low, but our volumes, because of what we do, are high, and that keeps us going.
Okay, thank you so much. There are some questions from the audience. Someone was asking, do you help with filling in the IRP5? When it's income
Definitely,
tax. No,
definitely,
yeah, it's employee tax. Yeah.
definitely, yeah. IRP5, we
Mm-hmm.
do assist that, and I think 2021 tax season is open, so we are deep in filing. We're filing tax returns for individuals. Yes, we do help with that. And even if you don't have your RP5, we can still get, your RP5. You can retrieve them through the SARS system. If you don't have a tax number, you can still retrieve it. So just come as you are. We will definitely assist you on that.
Okay. Another question is asking, are there specific requirements to be mentored?
There are no specific requirements, but it will be great for you to be mentored by someone that you look up to. So if you are in a marketing field, coming to me will not help you, because that's not what I will be pointing you to. So if you
Yeah.
aspire to be a CA, then by all means you can come through. But also, there was someone who was asking for a mentorship recently, and the person is doing, he was asking it for APC, the exam. So my answer was,
Okay.
I did this thing 6 years ago, it might have changed. So it also depends on what you want to be mentored on. But if it's entrepreneurship, by all means, you're in the right place, because I advocate for entrepreneurship. We advocate for small businesses. Yes, that's the point, and that's the direction that I would want everyone to take out there.
The other question is asking, this is not your field, but you can answer it because it does affect your business as well. Which
So,
methods of marketing did you use, or advise us on ones that are cost efficient? So basically,
um,
how do you do your own marketing?
how do I do my marketing? I'm on the ground. That's number one. And I think naturally I'm a people's person. I connect. I respect people, regardless of what you are. I was raised from, um, from humble backgrounds, where one had nothing, and I learned to appreciate.
Okay, the connection is bad. But to add on to what he's saying, in terms of marketing, I heard him mention a lot on word of mouth. So I think BPBC also uses word of mouth a lot in terms of actually now getting clients, because they know that once they've helped someone, that person recommends them. And when someone recommends, that other person recommends, and it becomes that cycle of people actually recommending. So I think that's one thing they use a lot. And that's just what I got from today's interview when I was talking to him and trying to see how does the company work, what do they do, and things like that. So I don't know. I think it's network, but he's not here anymore. So I'm just gonna wait for him to come back. You guys can leave your questions. If you have any more questions, please type them so that when he comes back, he can be able to answer them. Oh, and that was, I got your question. I'll ask him when he comes back. So I'm not sure what the problem is, but we'll find out when he is back. Okay, I'm gonna request for him to join again. I'm waiting for him. He's going to be with us very soon. It might be the network, it might be other issues. I'm not sure what the problem is, but worry not. Okay. So if any of you guys have more questions, please comment, and he's going to be taking them. Or if you have any, oh, his battery died. Apologies. Okay, no problem. Okay. So basically the session is finished now. I just wanted for us to have a question answer session to answer any of your questions. If you are not here earlier, so what he does, he's a chartered accountant by profession, and they have an accounting firm that offers services like company registrations, business planning, risk management, asset management. So they offer quite a lot of things. And after the interview, I'll obviously link their information, and you can go on their website and see their product offering in details. Because even if I started and I wanted to tell you all about their offerings, I'm not going to be able to finish, because they offer a lot of things. So someone is asking me, so introduce yourself, who are you and what are you about? So my name is Suprise. I have a passion for entrepreneurship, but beyond that, I think I'm passionate about helping, extending myself in any way that I can, making ourselves available. Like you should always make yourself available to anyone that needs help. I believe we should do that, because when we do that, we make the world a better place. Because a lot of times we say we want to make a change in the world, and the only chance we get at making the world a better place by making ourselves better, we neglect that. If you're not helping yourself, you're not helping anyone. I hold a BCom from that. Sure. Okay. So he's back. I'm escaping this, luckily. I don't have to be answering this introduce yourself questions. So guys, please comment and ask questions, because he's here and his time is money. So please ask questions, because it's like a free consultation. Oh, you're back. Thank you for coming back.
It's a pleasure. My apologies. My apologies.
No problem. Things like that happen. So we had another question, actually. Where can someone apply for mentorship, or how can someone reach you?
We have a standard email address, which is info@bpbc.co.za. You can also check us on our website, basically, and contact us under that website.
Yeah. So we were just wrapping it up, because I promised you it would be 30 minutes, and we took longer than that. But I'm sure your bitch was like, yeah, 30 minutes. I am done. Yeah. So what are some of the advices you'd give to an aspiring entrepreneur?
Excuse me?
I'm saying, what are some of the advices you'd give to someone who aspires to own their business one day?
Yeah, look, I would say understand your why as an aspiring business person. Why do you want to do this? Because that's the only thing that will keep you. If you can define why do you want to be in business, why do you want to pursue that idea, that will keep you, and it will always remind you whenever you get off track. An example of that, there was a time whereby I almost sold my vision because of the money that was offered, to say, if you come help us for 6 months and forget about everyone else, we're gonna give you this much. And in the middle of that, I remembered my why, to say, why did I start Bright Path Business Consultants in the first place? And that got me back on track to go and pursue my accounting firm. So there are many things that will always be trying to pull you out of your vision. But if you are grounded on the very reason why you started that in the first place, that will keep you. Not only that, but it's the same story that you'll tell to the next partners that will be joining your accounting firm or your business. Yep.
Thank you. Just one last question that just came to the top of my mind now. How much is your standard consultation price?
That's one thing that, funny enough, I have not been, charging consultation fees. Unlike the lawyers, you speak to a lawyer for 5 minutes, he invoices you 10,000. He sent 2 emails, the invoice goes to 15,000. So we can safely say it's almost free consultation, in a sense that we know, obviously, at the end of the day, there'll be 1 or 2 services that you pick up where you'll be billed on. So we bill other services other than consultation. because we don't expect complex matters from the SMEs, from small business owners. So we think that charging them consultation fees will be a daylight robbery. But when we deal with bigger entities, then we charge a lot. I mean, there was a text report I wrote for about 11 pages, and we charged them 100,000. So because it was a big entity that could afford 100,000 based on the advice that we gave them. But we are always careful when dealing with SMEs, just to make sure that we charge where we should be charging.
Okay. Thank you so much. You've answered all the questions. So I'm just going to give them a chance to ask more questions, like for the next couple of seconds. So guys, please type away. If you have any questions, please ask or forever hold your peace. Going once, going twice. It means no one has questions. It's fine. We are going to let you go. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank
It
you so
means a lot that you've taken time. I know your time is money, so it means a lot that you took
thanks.
time to talk to me.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Keep well.
Okay, thank you. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Sure.
Um, okay, so guys, thank you for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed today's session. Today I was with Tlou Ledwaba, who is a director at BPBC, which is a consulting firm offering accounting services. If you have any questions, any further questions, please link them in the comment and I'll try to get him to answer the questions. But otherwise, it was so great to be having this conversation with him. Thank you for tuning in and I'll see you again next week. Bye.